Remember in my last video when I was like, there weren't many bronzing products that have been released yet, but I spoke a little too soon because guess what? We have a handful of bronzer launches to talk about today. Like, no, like you cannot buy any more powder bronzer. Do I need a liquid bronzer? Hell no. I don't. And I don't really need that type of product, so it's a no for me. No. You are not taking my money today, okay? Nobody's taking my money today. Let's see how strong I can stick throughout this entire video. For me, it's a little underwhelming and I just don't care. This is tempting. How many blushes can we come out with? And I just realized because brands just come out with so many different formulas of these products, and we're gonna talk about it today. Hi gorgeous, welcome back to the beauty room. My name is Elle if you're new, and in these videos I talk about my hot takes and personal opinions about upcoming new makeup releases. I will share both positive and negative thoughts. I've never tried these products before unless I tell you otherwise, so keep in mind these are first impressions. If you like the brand, if you like the product, do not take it personally. Please take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is just to create a conversation, and if you have a different opinion, that is totally okay. We embrace different opinions on this channel. I would love to hear what your opinions are in the comments, whether positive or negative. Just make sure to be kind and respectful. As always, I get a lot of my photos and insight on the Trend Mood One page. Highly recommend you follow them if you want to know what products are coming out next. With that being said, the very first product I wanted to talk about is the new L'Oreal Lumi Liquid Blush. Fair warning, before I actually go into this one, I might be a little harsher in this video than usual, and it doesn't have anything to do with the brand or the products itself. It's because I'm just trying to be even more critical than my previous videos. I'm teeter-tottering with the idea of a low buy or a no buy for the summer. I do not know yet, and I don't think I'm willing to commit until I am confident in the type of content I want to create for my channel, so it's just going to take a little bit more experimentation. With that being said, I am cutting back drastically on the reviews that I make and the products that I buy for reviews so that I can have the time to really figure out what aligns with me and my content, and this product is not an exception. I was really excited for it initially, but then I realized that the actual formula was of course gonna be luminous, glowy, hence the Lumi. And the formula looks like an inspiration or a take on the Charlotte Tilbury Glowgasm highlighter blush kind of wands that everyone used to be obsessed with. It went viral and I have tried it. I paid $40 for the damn thing and could not get it to work for me. Not that it was a bad product, I actually loved the look of the color and the formula on my cheeks, but it just didn't work for me because I never felt confident walking out the door with this product on my face. It was just way too glowy for my skin, and it was enhancing all of my pores, all of my acne scars, and it never made me feel great. Now, if you are a person who loves that type of finish, you have better skin, or you are okay with embracing that on your skin, then of course these formulas might be for you. But for me, it just didn't work out even for $40, so of course I'm not going to be buying the drugstore version of it. Next up is another launch from Tarte. I'm not surprised. They're releasing another product in their Maracuja Juicy lip line. It's their plumping lip oil, and the applicator on this is an interesting choice. They chose more of a sponge tip applicator, which we've usually seen on like liquid bronzers, liquid blushes, and they're making the choice for a lip product, which I don't quite know if I like. I'm interested to see how it feels on the lips. Like, I feel like it could be very like cushiony, so that is what I'm excited about, but I also feel like it could be very messy and dirty, and I know a lot of people have a problem with sponge tip applicators in general because they find it unhygienic. For me personally, I don't find a difference for me. Like, I don't break out from using sponge tip applicators, but I can see it becoming more of a problem being close to your lips. So for that reason, I mean, in general, Tarte just hasn't gotten my money yet. There's only like 2 products I have used from Tarte recently, and then way back when I used to use Tarte. There's just something about the brand that hasn't really caught my wallet yet, right? Like, if they decided to send me PR, I would be more than happy to try a line of their products to really kind of get into the brand, but in terms of priority of where I put my money, it's just not Tarte, because there are a lot of other brands that I feel like are doing it really well. Now, when it comes to Tarte's lip products though, I always seem very excited and intrigued by it, but once I get into the store, I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever, like it looks nice, but it's not enough to get me. And it's usually because I have decision fatigue and I can't decide what color to choose, because they have almost too many color options, which is good but also bad, because then I just end up not buying it at all. I want to pop in and include this launch that I recently saw on Trendmood. This is a bit of a different launch that I don't usually see from the drugstore. Maybelline is launching a line of lip pencils, and now that I think about it, I don't think that there are many great lip liners at the drugstore that I know of except NYX, and these lip pencils are supposed to be creamy, long-lasting, easy on color. I think the shade range is also very promising. There's a lot of nudish options, which is what I usually prefer, and I feel like sometimes a drugstore for lip products, they tend to release more bright colors and reds, so I'm really happy to see a line of nudes, and I wouldn't be opposed to trying this if I saw it in store. I'm now realizing that there is a missing market for lip liners at the drugstore, so hopefully this becomes a little bit more of a trend. And speaking of lip oils, you all know how I feel already about lip oils. I'm not the biggest fan of them. Clinique is launching a pop lip and cheek oil in their famous black honey shade. As someone with oily and acne prone skin, the last thing I want is a blush oil, never mind something that goes on both my lips and cheeks. I think the black honey shade is definitely gorgeous, but this new formula is a pass for me. Then we have One Size releasing 3 new shades of their ultimate blurring setting powder, and y'all know that this used to be, or is, no, I'm gonna say used to be my favorite setting powder. The reason why it's not is because it's been replaced with the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder in the shade Banana Bread, and it's fragrance free, so I love this. I think it's better than the One Size powder. It's less cakey, it's less heavy. The One Size powder is the only powder I would recommend specifically for oily skin, or maybe oily combo skin, because it is such a heavy baking powder. You have to be very careful with it, or your skin is going to look very cakey. But for that reason, the product is the first powder that I have actually used that makes my skin look matte almost all day. So if you do have oily skin, then yes, I recommend the One Size powder. Apparently these powders, I think I watched like a brief ad or clip of Patrick Starr talking about it. It's supposed to be for all skin colors, and it's supposed to color correct your skin, I think. And that's where I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I'm falling for this one here. I have the pink powder, and I think it looks almost the same as the yellow powder on me. So these other shades I feel like would just be unnecessary, especially because I have transitioned to a different powder. So if you haven't bought it yet, I do recommend it if you have extremely oily skin. The color you choose is up to you, because these look very saturated, but I don't think I'm using a powder to color correct. I don't know. Maybe if I did more research on it, I might change my mind, but for now, it's a no for me. No, no, no. You are not taking my money today, okay? Nobody's taking my money today. Let's see how strong I can stick throughout this entire video. Then we have Refi, and they are launching a new, or their first concealer product actually, and then it's paired with another brush. Now, Refi is just, again, a brand that I feel like everyone admires. It's a very trendy brand. I just don't really love the aesthetic of the brand the way that other people do. I don't like the gray packaging. It's not like, it doesn't entice me, and I've only had bad experiences with the brand. I tried their eyebrow product in the past and it was not good for me, okay? It wasn't good. I tried it multiple different ways and it just felt cheap to me. And then I also tried their mascara and I had the same experience. I'm sure there's a reason why people love this brand and these products. It's just, I don't think it's for me. And it's also more of like a minimalistic kind of makeup brand, clean girl makeup brand. And I don't really think I fall within those categories. So for this reason, I am not interested in the concealer at all. And it's huge pass for me. I'm just not willing to continue to spend my money on something that I can't trust. All right, let's just go right into the bronzer releases. And apparently this is the year of liquid bronzers, which it's annoying because I love liquid products. Liquid blush, liquid bronzer, liquid anything. I love a good liquid product. You think that every year they're gonna release more bronzers, and in my head I'm like, how many more bronzers can brands launch, they're gonna run out of ideas, but they always just find a new way to make it a different formula. So Makeup by Mario, he technically already has somewhat of like a bronzer. It's more like a skin perfector. He also has like the balmy like cream bronzer, again skin perfector, but it's basically a bronzer. And a lot of brands, if they already have like powder bronzers in their line, they tend to come out with a different type of bronzer formula in the future, which I think is really interesting. But because I love a liquid bronzer, I was willing to stay strong when it comes to like powder bronzer releases. I bought enough powder bronzer within the past few months that I am telling myself like, no, like you cannot buy any more powder bronzer. But tell me why they're not releasing powder bronzer and they're releasing liquid, which makes me feel like I can justify it. The first brand that I saw releasing a powder or a liquid bronzer is Makeup by Mario. First of all, I love this packaging. I think it is so, I don't want to say innovative, but just like logically makes sense. You can use it as a pump. You can take out the applicator and apply it that way. I love packaging like that. It makes you feel like the product's just a lot more versatile. And not only are they marketing it as like a multi-use product, but they also can back it up by the actual component of it. So that's what I really like about it. But I have been watching some videos about this to try to compare a lot of the new bronzers coming out, and I've started to notice that this liquid bronzer seems to be very sheer, and that has me questioning things a little bit. Also, in the past, I have bought Makeup by Mario's, I think like skin cream, skin enhancer, whatever it is, the cream bronzer, that's what it is. And I've also tried his stick bronzers also, and I just didn't like those. So I feel like that's enough data to let me know mentally that I should not buy this liquid bronzer from Makeup by Mario, as enticing as it looks, because I haven't had any luck with his previous products. Now, they weren't bad. Like, the stick bronzer was still good to me. I even liked the cream bronzer. They just didn't work with my makeup preferences. Like, they didn't end up becoming my holy grail and my favorites. And for that reason, it has me feel a little bit of hesitation for the liquid bronzer, especially seeing how sheer it is online. Part of my brain makes me want to convince myself that, you know, a sheer bronzer is a really nice bronzer. You want to do like subtle, lightweight makeup, but like, when am I ever doing subtle, lightweight makeup? I'm either wearing no makeup or I'm wearing this much makeup, okay? I guess I'll see. I'll go into store and I think I'll compare the Makeup by Mario bronzer with other liquid bronzers to really see what my preferences are. But the one I'm actually leaning more towards is the Saie liquid bronzer. So I've only ever tried one product from Saie, and it was their skin tint, I think. I did not like that product. Oh my gosh, it was greasy on my skin. It was not a product for my oily skin at all. But I've been meaning to want to give the brand a few more chances. I've heard really great things about their liquid blush, but again, it's just that category of makeup that I personally don't fall into, which is the kind of like minimal, clean girl, dewy, fresh face skin. I just don't fall into that, okay? But I have seen videos on the Saie liquid bronzer, and it looks to be a lot more pigmented than the Makeup by Mario. And I also think this has more of a soft focus finish, which I really like. For that reason, I might consider the Saie liquid bronzer, but even then, if I'm being really strict on myself, do I need a liquid bronzer? Hell no, I don't. I don't need a liquid bronzer, and if I'm really thinking about it, I don't need to buy it. But if I wanted to treat myself, then I would be allowed to buy one. And I think this is the last liquid bronzer of today's video. It's the Cali Ray Sun Drip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. This one is a little bit different than the other two that I just talked about. This seems to be more kind of like, almost like a bronzing drop situation, less like a pigmented liquid bronzer that's like well, yes, it's multi-purpose, but I think it leans more towards like the deep bronzy drops than anything else. For that reason, I'm out and I'm not buying this product at all. You guys already know my stance on bronzing drops and why I don't really need it or feel like it's necessary in my makeup routine right now. But also, this particular product looks less pigmented and more glowy. Like, it kind of looks more like Charlotte Tilbury kind of highlighter glow enhancing products that you mix in with your foundation. And I don't really need that type of product, so I will definitely pass on this. If there's anything I'm interested in from Cali Ray, it's their setting spray and their primer. I have yet to try anything from them, but if I were to get anything, it would be one of those products. But again, who knows? I might see this in store and then decide that, you know, it's not what I expected it to be. But from these photos, it really just looks like a very simple, just like glow enhancing formula that you can mix with other products, which if you like, then I think it looks like a promising product, but for me, it's not really necessary. The blush launches are absolutely endless, and this month is not an exception. The first blush launch is from Hailey Bieber. They showed a full-on peek into what the packaging of her cream blushes look like. As I've said in the past, I am not going to buy this. It does not look like something that aligns with my makeup taste, which is like a glowy cream blush. I do love her Rhode peptide lip tints, by the way. They are probably in my top 3 favorite lip balms, but I try not to order from websites that aren't Sephora and Ulta to kind of stop my online shopping. So for multiple reasons, I won't end up buying this cream blush because 1, it doesn't fit my preferences, 2, I just don't want to buy it from the Rhode store itself. The packaging is so interesting to me. I feel like people are going to complain that it's bulky. I have a feeling that people are going to complain that it's bulky. It does feel like unnecessary packaging. I think they tried to make it look cute, but I feel like good product design is like cute and also functional and easy to carry. I mean, this, yes, could obviously fit in your bag, but like if you had a small tiny bag, you know, it would take up a little bit more space than necessary. So really interesting to see what that packaging looks like, and I'm interested to see everyone's videos about this product because I'm sure there's going to be many. For me, it's a little underwhelming and I just don't care. Then we have a blush launch from Kosas, which is a powder blush. Thank God. That's what I want. I want powder blushes. Come out with all the powder blushes. And I want drugstore to come out with powder blushes, okay? There are so many bad powder blushes at the drugstore. We need more powder blushes. But this is tempting. I'm not gonna lie. She is very tempting. And even though, again, I don't prefer glowy products, I do like a glowy baked blush. There's something about the formula that always just sits right on my skin. I don't know the science of it or why like baked blushes don't like enhance my skin the way that like other glowy blushes do, but this looks so good. Like, oh, I don't need it, y'all. I don't need it. I know I have so many blushes, but I'm intrigued by this. This is Kosas's Blush is Life Baked Talc-Free Brightening Blush. The colors look to be very bright and nothing new. I think the only interesting color is that like darker plummy color. I think that would look beautiful on deeper skin tones, but everything else looks like everything I already have, everything I've already tried. There's literally no reason for me to buy this besides the fact that I just want it, and that's totally okay. I think that if I watch videos on this and I see how it performs, then that will really help me make the decision on top of seeing it in store. Then I can treat myself to it if I want, but it is going to be something that's going to sit on my wish list a little bit before I buy it. I am after this video going to think through if there's anything that I want to review, but so far I'm not seeing anything I'm really like intrigued by, and I'm also trying to experiment with other content aside from reviews, so it's a maybe. And then the last blush launch of this video is from Haus Labs, and this is their Color Fuse Glassy Blush Balms. Haus Labs. There's just something about Haus Labs. I'm so happy they did that rebrand and started selling at Sephora, because whatever they're doing now, fabulous. Whatever team Lady Gaga is working with, 10 out of 10. These blushes look gorgeous. Packaging, beautiful. Color range, beautiful. It is, again, the typical blush colors, but there's still some, maybe one nude option that I would be interested in. And there's also a very dark plummy red color that would be beautiful for deeper skin tones. Oh my gosh. I think, okay, if I were to be critical about this though, I think there could be less bright poppy shades. I think they could still, I'm assuming they'll sell pretty well, but I'd like brands to come out with more like neutral pinky blushes versus these bright poppy colors, but I don't blame them for doing this because it's what's trending. For me, it's a blush balm. You know that when it comes to anything balmy or creamy, I'm taking a pass, taking a backseat. It's not happening. I wouldn't even bother reviewing it because I know it will likely not be a product for me. Again, anything balmy ends up being like sticky on my skin, doesn't fully set, and I don't like products like that. A lot of the times they're more sheer clear than I want them to be and also more glowy than I want them to be. So right off the bat, I'm not even gonna waste my time on this product. I know it's not for me, but if you like that type of product, I could see why you would be interested in this. And yep, we have another launch from Fenty Beauty. This is a sneak peek of their summer collection, which I'm not gonna lie, it looks fire, and the blushes definitely align with my preferences. I love a warm tone blush, and it looks to have this kind of like shimmery sheen to it. The formula looks different than anything we've seen before from Fenty. It's kind of like a blush lighter, which now that I'm thinking about it, I'll probably admire it from afar because I don't really like blushes that are also a highlight. I feel like Fenty is also a bit late on this, but they're jumping on the bandwagon and releasing a lip oil. Of course they are. I'm personally interested to see if this is going to be similar to their glosses or if it's formulated to be more like a true lip oil. You all already know how I feel about this, but Fenty doesn't disappoint when it comes to lip products, so maybe I'll give this a chance. Oh, and there's also a glitter liquid liner, which again, I love the idea of, especially these golden kind of sunset shades, but I'm not confident how often I'd wear this, so I think this is a pass. Then we have a release from Tower 28, and it is a clear shine on lip jelly, but in collaboration with Ouai. I think that's how you pronounce the brand's name. It is in their St. Bart's scent, and I have to say, I do have the St. Bart's body cream, and I love the scent. Is it anything groundbreaking though? Not to me personally. It smells like something that I have smelt from Bath & Body Works way back when. Bath & Body Works, I don't know if they still do because I don't shop there anymore, but they used to come out with so many like summery, fruity, tropical scents in the summertime, and St. Bart's kind of smells like that. So yes, it smells really good, but not enough for me to want to buy a clear lip gloss from Tower 28. I do really like Tower 28's lip jelly formula, highly recommend it, and if you do like the St. Bart's scent and want it for that reason, then I think you'll really like the formula itself if you've never tried it. But for me personally, I don't think this is like anything worth buying just for the scent. And of course, we have another dupe release from e.l.f. They're actually trying to do refi, which I should have put this after I talked about the refi concealers, but this is e.l.f.'s Stronghold Eyebrow Gel that sculpts, shapes, and sets for a laminated look. Literally looks exactly like refi's component. I don't know if the brush is slightly different. I think it is. I think it's a bit of a shorter brush. And of course, we know that e.l.f. always has great prices, so I might consider buying this just for the sake of trying it to see if I like it better than the refi. I mean, anything at this point is better than refi, but I've also been trying to find kind of like a dupe, not really a dupe, but like a good brow product that could supplement this at the drugstore that I can recommend. So this might be a good purchase for me if I see it in the store. Another launch is from Natasha Denona. It is her Golden Palette Summer Collection. I think this is supposed to be a new version of her old gold palette, but without the added pops of color. So this is more of a neutral palette. I am definitely a sucker for muddy brown yellow tones, but there's only one shade that truly falls within that category in the eyeshadow palette. Everything else seems to be a true gold shimmer, which I don't really prefer on my eyes. I also have been refraining from buying eyeshadows because I just don't wear it enough. And as for the highlighter palette, again, it's not necessary for me to have a palette of 3 different highlighters when I barely even wear highlighters. And the gloss is an afterthought for me, so as much as I appreciate the overall concept of the collection, it's just not something I'm gonna buy. Those are all of the new makeup launches that I wanted to talk about in today's video. I feel like there are some really good ones, but nothing that I think is actually gonna take my money. And I feel pretty good about that. If anything, I might consider one of the liquid bronzers, maybe the Kosas blush and the e.l.f. brow gel. But those are all just maybes and not products that I'm like, I need to go to the store right now and buy this and try it and order it. So I feel really good. Just a reminder, the whole point of this video is to create a conversation about the products. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. But I also want to hear your hot takes and your actual opinions on products that you don't think is worth it, because the past videos, y'all have been recommending me way too many products, okay? My wallet does not like that. But now I just want to hear what you don't like and what you regret trying so that we know what to avoid in the future, because I'm trying to save some money here, okay? With all of that being said, thank you all for the love and support, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!